At my baby shower, my husband announced the name we'd chosen for our daughter. I'd never heard it before. His mother raised her champagne glass. His father nodded approvingly. I stood there, 8 months pregnant, my hand frozen on my belly, trying to process what David had just said to a room full of 60 people. Celeste, he repeated, beaming at the crowd in my best friend's backyard. It means heavenly. Perfect for our little angel, don't you think? The guests erupted in applause. Someone called out, "That's beautiful." Another voice, "How did you decide on it?" I felt my face flush. We hadn't decided on it. We'd talked about names, sure. Emma, after my grandmother. Sophia. Charlotte. Traditional, classic names. Never once had Celeste come up in any of our conversations. But I smiled. That's what you do when you're the pregnant woman at her own baby shower, surrounded by pastel decorations and tiny onesies wrapped in lavender paper. You smile even when your world is tilting sideways. "Surprise," I managed to say, my voice barely above a whisper. David pulled me close, kissing my temple. To everyone else, it looked affectionate. I felt his fingers grip my shoulder just a little too tight. A warning. Let me back up. My name is Charlotte, and 3 months ago, I thought I had the perfect life. I'm a dental hygienist at a practice in suburban Minneapolis. David is a commercial real estate broker, the kind who wears expensive suits and closes deals over golf games. We'd been married for 5 years, together for 7. The pregnancy was planned, celebrated. We'd converted the spare bedroom into a nursery together, painting the walls a soft cream color because we'd decided to be surprised by the gender. Until the 20-week ultrasound revealed we were having a girl. That's when things started to shift, though I didn't recognize it then. David became obsessed with work, late nights at the office, weekend site visits. His phone was suddenly password protected, which he explained away as a new security requirement from his firm. Reasonable, I thought. He worked with sensitive financial information. I was busy too, dealing with pregnancy fatigue and gestational diabetes. My world had narrowed to doctor's appointments, glucose monitoring, and planning for the baby. I didn't have energy to question why he'd stopped touching my belly when he thought I was asleep, or why he seemed distant during our childbirth classes. The baby shower was my best friend Melissa's idea. She'd insisted on throwing it, said I deserved to be celebrated. She'd handled everything, the invitations, the menu, the games. All I had to do was show up and accept gifts. But David had wanted to make a speech. He'd been insistent about it. "I want everyone to know how grateful I am," he'd said. "How lucky we are." I thought it was sweet. Hormones made me tear up when he said things like that. Standing there in Melissa's backyard, with Celeste hanging in the air like a question mark nobody else seemed to notice, I realized I'd been a fool. His mother approached me after the announcement, her smile too wide, too knowing. "Celeste," she said, touching my arm. "Such a sophisticated choice, Charlotte. Much better than those other names you mentioned." "What other names?" I asked carefully. She blinked. "Oh, you know. The ones David said you'd been considering, Emma and those others. Too common," he said. "Our granddaughter deserves something special." Our granddaughter. Not my granddaughter. Our. "When did he tell you this?" I asked. "Oh, weeks ago, dear. He wanted our input, of course. We've been calling her Celeste in private for over a month now." The cake tasted like cardboard after that. I went through the motions, opening gifts, playing the games, laughing at the appropriate moments. But my mind was racing. David had discussed our daughter's name with his parents for over a month without mentioning it to me once. The woman carrying this child. His wife? I excused myself to use the bathroom, locked the door, and pulled out my phone. Typed Celeste meaning into the search bar, though I already knew what it meant. Then I typed Celeste popular baby names. It wasn't in the top 100. Wasn't in the top 500. It was unusual, distinctive. The kind of name someone specifically chooses, not finds on a random list. My hands shook as I opened Facebook, searched for Celeste Minneapolis. 3 profiles came up. I clicked on the first one. Celeste Morrison. Age 28. Works at Morrison and Associates Commercial Real Estate. The same firm as David. Her profile picture showed a blonde woman with a bright smile, standing in front of a sold sign. I scrolled through her public posts. Pictures of office parties. Team building events. And there, from 6 months ago, a group photo at a company retreat. David's arm around her shoulders. I zoomed in on her face. She was beautiful in that effortless way. The kind of woman who probably woke up looking put together. In the photo, she was laughing at something, her head tilted toward David. The caption read, "Best team ever. Closing more deals and making memories with these amazing people." David had gone on that retreat right after we found out we were having a girl. I sat on the bathroom floor, my back against the tub, and let the pieces fall into place. The late nights. The password. The distance. His sudden interest in having his parents more involved in the pregnancy. But the name. That's what broke me. He tried to name our daughter after his mistress. Someone knocked on the door. "Charlotte? You okay in there?" Melissa's voice. I stood up, flushed the toilet for appearance's sake and opened the door. "I'm fine," I said. "Just pregnancy bladder." She studied my face. Melissa had known me since college. She could read me better than anyone. "What happened?" she asked quietly. I showed her my phone, still open to Celeste Morrison's Facebook page. Melissa's face went pale, then red. "That son of a..." "Not here." I cut her off. "Not now. I need to think." But Melissa grabbed my arm. "Charlotte, you can't just let this go. He tried to name your baby after the woman he's sleeping with. In front of everyone." "I know," I said. My voice sounded strange, hollow. "I know. What are you going to do?" I looked at my reflection in the bathroom mirror. 8 months pregnant, wearing a flowing blue dress Melissa had bought for the occasion, with a flower crown in my hair that now felt ridiculous. I looked like I was playing dress-up for someone else's life. "I'm going to finish my baby shower," I said slowly. "And then I'm going to burn his world down." Melissa's eyes widened. "Charlotte. But I need to do it right. Smart. Can you help me?" She nodded without hesitation. "Anything. Don't tell anyone yet. Act normal. I need time to plan." We went back outside. David was holding court near the gift table, telling a story about his latest deal to a group of my relatives. He caught my eye and winked, like we were sharing a private joke. I smiled back. The rest of the shower passed in a blur. I thanked people for their gifts, a bassinet, clothes, bottles, blankets. Things for a baby named Celeste, apparently. Every time someone said the name, I felt something hard and cold settle deeper in my chest. That night, after David fell asleep beside me, I sat in the nursery we'd painted together. The crib we'd assembled. The rocking chair where I'd planned to nurse our daughter. I pulled out my laptop and started digging. David wasn't as careful as he thought. Our shared cloud storage had his phone backup. I found text messages going back 8 months. Right after we'd announced the pregnancy to his family. The messages with Celeste started casual. Work stuff. Then lunch meetings. Then dinners after late showings. By month 5 of my pregnancy, they were explicit. But it was the recent messages that made my blood run cold. "We can't keep doing this," she'd written 2 weeks ago. "It's not fair to any of us." "I know," David replied. "But I can't leave her while she's pregnant. My parents would never forgive me. The optics are terrible. So what are we supposed to do? Wait until the baby's born? Give me time. Once things settle down, we can figure it out. I promise. This is just temporary. You're the one I want to be with. You better mean that, David. I'm not getting any younger. I want this life too. Marriage. A family. You'll have it. I swear. In fact, I have an idea that might make you feel better." "What?" "What if we name the baby Celeste? After you. That way you're part of this from the beginning. It would mean everything to me." There was a pause in the messages, then, "Are you serious?" "Completely. I've already talked to my parents about it. They love it. Charlotte won't push back. She's been so passive about everything lately. It's perfect." "I don't know, David. That feels weird. It's romantic. It shows you're my future, not her. Say yes." Another pause. Then, "Okay, Celeste, I like it." I read the exchange 3 times, my hand pressed against my belly where our daughter kicked and rolled, unaware that her father had tried to turn her into a tribute to his affair. The rage that filled me was cold, calculated. I'd never felt anything like it before. I screenshot everything, downloaded every message, every photo, created a backup folder. On a flash drive, I hid in a tampon box, the one place David would never look. Then I started planning. The next morning, over breakfast, David was cheerful. Everyone loved the name yesterday, he said, pouring himself coffee. My mom called this morning. She's already ordered personalized blankets. That's nice, I said, pushing scrambled eggs around my plate. He kissed the top of my head. You're not upset I surprised you, are you? I wanted it to be special. No, I lied. It was special. Good. I have a showing this afternoon, but I should be home by 7. Want me to pick up dinner? Sure. Whatever you want. After he left, I called in sick to work. Then I made 3 phone calls. The first was to Rachel. Rachel was David's older sister, the one his family had essentially disowned 3 years ago when she divorced her husband after he cheated. The Collins family, as I'd learned, had very specific ideas about how marriage should work, and Rachel's decision to leave rather than work through it had made her a pariah. She and I had stayed in touch quietly, coffee dates David didn't need to know about. She was the only member of his family I actually liked. Charlotte, she answered. Is everything okay? Is it the baby? The baby's fine, I said. But I need your help with something. Can we meet? We met at a coffee shop an hour later. Rachel took one look at my face and ordered me decaf and a scone. Talk to me, she said. I showed her everything. The messages. The Facebook page. The conversation about the name. Rachel's face went through the same progression as Melissa's. Shock. Anger. Then something harder, colder. That absolute bastard, she said quietly. This is exactly like our father. Did you know he had an affair when David was in high school? With his secretary. Mom knew, everyone knew. But she stayed because leaving would have been embarrassing. They swept it under the rug and pretended it never happened. I didn't know that. Of course not. The Collins family doesn't air dirty laundry. We maintain appearances. Her voice was bitter. That's why they cut me out. I made the unforgivable choice of valuing my own dignity over their reputation. I need to leave him, I said. But I need to do it right. I'm 8 months pregnant, Rachel. I need to protect myself and this baby. Rachel nodded slowly. You'll need a lawyer. A good one. Do you have access to your own money? We have a joint account. My paychecks go there. I have about $3,000 in savings from before we got married, in my own account. That's not enough. Listen to me carefully. Start documenting everything. Every dollar he spends, every late night, every lie. Open a new account at a different bank, one he doesn't know about. If you get any cash gifts for the baby, deposit them there. Okay. And find out if he's been moving money. Men like David, men who plan to leave, they start hiding assets. Check your tax returns, your joint investment accounts, everything. That afternoon, while David was supposedly at a showing, I sat down with our financial records. Rachel was right. Starting 6 months ago, right when the affair intensified, David had been making small transfers from our joint savings into an account I didn't have access to. Nothing large enough to trigger alerts I'd set up, but consistent. 200 here, 300 there. In total, he'd moved almost $25,000. My second phone call was to a divorce attorney Melissa's sister recommended. Her name was Patricia Chen, and she had a reputation for being ruthless. You need to move fast, Patricia told me during our consultation. Minnesota is a no-fault divorce state, but the affair and financial deception strengthen your position, especially regarding custody and asset division. The fact that you're pregnant complicates things, but we can work with it. What do I need to do? Keep documenting. Don't let on that you know anything. And whatever you do, don't move out of the house. That can affect custody. We file after the baby is born. When you're stronger and we have more leverage. That's 6 weeks away. Maybe more. I know it's hard. But if you file now, while pregnant, he can argue you're emotional and unstable. We wait, we build an ironclad case, and we take him apart. I hated it, but she was right. My third call was to a private investigator Patricia recommended. His name was Marcus, ex-cop, now specialized in matrimonial cases. I can have photographic evidence within a week, he told me. They always get sloppy. He was right. 5 days later, I had photos of David and Celeste leaving a hotel downtown at lunchtime, kissing in his car, having dinner at a restaurant in Street Paul, her hand on his. I looked at the photos in Marcus's office, my daughter kicking inside me, and felt nothing but cold determination. "This is enough," Marcus said. "You have everything you need." "Not yet," I said. "I need one more thing." "What's that?" "I need his parents to know what he did. Not through lawyers. I need them to see it, understand it, in a way they can't deny or sweep under the rug." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "What did you have in mind?" That's when I started planning the second shower. David thought I'd forgotten about his parents wanting to throw their own celebration. His mother had mentioned it weeks ago, a Collins family baby shower with their friends and relatives. I'd been lukewarm about it, but now I saw the opportunity. "I think your mom's shower is a great idea," I told David over dinner one night. He looked surprised. "Really? You seemed hesitant before." I was tired. "But she's right, we should celebrate with your side of the family too." When were they thinking? 2 weeks? Mom wanted to do it at their house. Perfect. The next 2 weeks were the longest of my life. Pretending everything was normal, letting David's mother fuss over me. Sitting through family dinners where his father talked about legacy and family values, all while knowing what David was doing. But I used the time well. I worked with Melissa to create a video. Nothing dramatic, nothing crude. Just a simple slideshow, the kind you might show at a baby shower. Pictures of David and me through our relationship, our engagement, our wedding, pregnancy announcements, and interspersed throughout, messages. Screenshots of his texts with Celeste. Photos from Marcus. Timestamps showing when David claimed to be at work versus where he actually was. The final slide was simple. Our daughter deserves better than lies. Her name is Emma, after my grandmother. And she'll never know a father who could do this. Rachel helped me coordinate the timing. She'd show up late, bringing a laptop and projector, saying she wanted to share a special surprise for her brother. The morning of the Collins family shower, I woke up calm. David was nervous, fussing over what to wear, making sure we'd have everything we needed. "It means a lot to my parents," he said. "This baby is their first grandchild." "I know," I said. His mother had outdone herself. Their house was decorated in soft pinks and whites. There was a catered lunch, a champagne tower, about 40 people, mostly David's relatives and his parents' friends from their country club. I smiled and thanked people and let them touch my belly and talk about baby Celeste. David's father made a toast about family legacy and continuing the Collins name. His mother cried happy tears. Then Rachel arrived. "Sorry I'm late," she announced, carrying a laptop case. "But I brought something special. David, Charlotte, I made a video about your journey to parenthood. I thought everyone would love to see it." David's face lit up. "Rach, you didn't have to do that." "I wanted to. Come on, let's set it up." She connected her laptop to their TV. The room quieted down. David put his arm around me, pulling me close. "This is going to be great," he whispered. The video started. Our engagement photo appeared on screen. Soft music played. There were murmurs of how sweet from the crowd. Then the first text message appeared. David's message to Celeste. "I can't wait to see you. Charlotte's been in bed for hours." The date stamp showed 3 months ago. The room went silent. The video continued. More photos of us, but now paired with his messages. His promises to Celeste. His complaints about me. His plans for leaving after the baby was born. Then the photos from Marcus. David and Celeste at the hotel. In his car. At dinner. His mother gasped. His father stood up. "What is this?" his father demanded. The final slide appeared. "Our daughter deserves better than lies. Her name is Emma, after my grandmother. And she'll never know a father who could do this." I stood up, pulling away from David's frozen arm. "Her name," I said clearly, my voice carrying across the silent room, "is Emma, not Celeste, because I won't let my daughter be named after her father's mistress." His mother's face went white. "Charlotte, I don't understand." "Celeste Morrison," I continued. "She works at David's firm. He's been having an affair with her since our second trimester. He tried to name our daughter after her. That's what you've all been celebrating. That's what you've been calling your granddaughter for the past month." David finally found his voice. "Charlotte, stop this. You're being hysterical." "Hysterical?" Rachel cut in. "She's being honest. Which is more than you deserve." His father turned to David. "Is this true?" David's mouth opened and closed. Then he tried to smile, That charming smile that had won over clients and in-laws and me. Dad, this is a misunderstanding. Let me explain. The explanation, I said, is in the messages you didn't bother to delete from our shared cloud storage. In the bank records showing you've been hiding money. In the photographs a private investigator took of you with her. There's nothing to misunderstand, David. You cheated. You lied. And you tried to manipulate all of us. One of his aunts started crying. His mother sank into a chair, her hand over her mouth. His father's face was red. David. My office. Now, Dad. Now. They left the room. The silence that followed was deafening. His mother looked at me, tears streaming down her face. Charlotte, I didn't know. You have to believe me. If I'd known. You knew he'd named the baby without consulting me, I said quietly. You knew that was wrong. But you went along with it, because that's what this family does, isn't it? You go along. You keep up appearances. You value reputation over truth. She flinched like I'd hit her. Rachel touched my elbow. Come on, Charlotte. Let's get you out of here. We left through the side door. Behind us, I could hear voices rising, David's father shouting, his mother sobbing. In Rachel's car, I finally let myself shake. You did it, Rachel said softly. You really did it. I had to. For Emma. She nodded. For Emma. The divorce papers were filed 3 days later. Patricia moved fast, using all the evidence we'd compiled. David tried to fight it at first, claimed I'd humiliated him, that I'd been cruel. But his own parents wouldn't back him up. The video had done what I'd hoped. They couldn't deny it, couldn't explain it away. His father told him to settle quickly, to avoid further embarrassment. The settlement gave me full custody, the house and half of everything including the money he'd hidden. David's visitation would be supervised until Emma was old enough to decide for herself. Celeste left the firm 2 weeks after the shower. Apparently, Morrison and Associates didn't appreciate the publicity when someone leaked the story to a local business blog. David tried to call me a few times. I never answered. Patricia handled everything. Emma was born 4 weeks later. 7 pounds, 6 ounces, with a full head of dark hair, and her grandmother's eyes. My grandmother, not his mother. Melissa was in the delivery room with me. Rachel came right after, brought flowers and tears. David's mother asked to visit. I said no, not yet. Maybe when Emma was older, when I'd had time to heal, we could discuss what a relationship might look like. But not now. His father sent a check for Emma's college fund. I almost sent it back, but Patricia advised against it. He owes her that much, she said. So I deposited it in an account Emma would get when she turned 18. I never heard from David directly again. His child support payments came automatically. His supervised visits were scheduled through a third-party service. He never used most of them. 6 months after Emma was born, I saw on Facebook that he'd left Minneapolis, moved to Arizona for a fresh start. Good riddance. Emma is 3 now, she's smart and funny and has absolutely no idea what her name almost was. She knows her daddy lives far away, that she'll understand more when she's older. She knows her Aunt Rachel, her Aunt Melissa, and a whole community of people who love her. Sometimes people ask me if I regret how I handled it. The public confrontation. The dramatic reveal. I don't. Because here's what I learned. Silence protects abusers. Keeping secrets maintains their power. By exposing David in front of his family, I took away his ability to control the narrative. He couldn't spin it, couldn't make me the villain, couldn't hide behind the Collins family reputation. I gave everyone the truth, and I let them deal with it. Some people thought I was cruel. But those people didn't carry a baby for 8 months while her father planned his exit strategy. They didn't sit through a baby shower where their husband announced a name that was really a love letter to another woman. I wasn't cruel. I was clear. And my daughter, Emma Rose, named after strong women who came before her, will grow up knowing that her mother didn't accept lies. That she stood up for both of us. That she chose truth over comfort, dignity over appearance. That's the legacy I want to give her. Not a name chosen to please someone else. Not silence to maintain peace. But the knowledge that she is loved fiercely, protected completely, and that her name, her identity, her future are hers alone. Celeste is just a word, a pretty word that means nothing to us. Emma means whole, complete, universal. And that's exactly what she is.